Hello, everyone. I hope that you have had a wonderful week. I'm away on a short vacation in the wonderful and beautiful Cleveland, Ohio, as you can see in the scenery behind me. Wanted to share a brief thought on Parshas Re'eh, this coming week's Parsha. One of the beautiful things about being part of a Jewish community, wherever you are, I think it's fair to say, is the Chesed that takes place. I just got bit by a mosquito. Is the wonderful chesed that takes place. Jewish people really take care of each other. We have shuls, organizations, schools, people and places that really look after our best needs. And certainly, I think the Chicagoland community exemplifies this, led by the Chicago Chesed Fund and so many other wonderful people and organizations who really devote themselves to chesed on an incredible level. The truth is, it's more than just that, more than just the communal infrastructure and the organizations, but it's the interpersonal, neighbors, friends, people just helping each other out and looking out for each other's best interests, especially in difficult and unusual times like these. The Gemara in Maseches Yoma, Daf Tes Amud Beis, page 9b, discusses why the two temples, why the Batei Mikdash were destroyed. The Gemara says that Mikdash Rishon Mipnei Macharav, why was the first Beis Hamikdash destroyed? Because of the three cardinal sins. Mipnei Gimel Devarim Shahayu Bo, Avodah Zara, V'Gilui Arayos, Ushvichus Damim, idol worship, improper relationships, and murder. But the Gemara a little bit later on the page says, Aval Mikdash Sheni, the second Beis Hamikdash, Hayu Oskin B'Torah Uv'Mitzvos Ugumilus Chasadim Mipnei Ma'charav. During the times of the second temple, the Jewish people were engaged with Torah and with mitzvos and with gemilus chasadim, the three pillars of the world, as Pirkei Avos explains to us. So why in the world was the second Beis Hamikdash destroyed? And the Gemara answers, Mipnei shahaisa bo sinas chinam. Famously, the Gemara says, because of baseless hatred. Lelamercha sheshkula sinas chinam keneged shalosh averos, which teaches us that the sin, the downfall of sinas chinam, of baseless hatred, is parallel to, or perhaps equal to, the three cardinal sins of murder, improper relationships, and idol worship. It was certainly a powerful Gemara that teaches us a lot about the importance of loving our fellow Jews. Hate mosquitoes, though. But what always kind of surprised me about this Gemara is that the Gemara explicitly states that during the times of the second Beis Hamikdash, the Jewish people were engaged in not only Torah, not only mitzvos, but even gemilus chasadim. We were involved in chesed. We were involved in acts of kindness. And yet our downfall was sinas chinam, was baseless hatred. How could it be that at the very same time we were involved with gemilus chasadim, but still committing the sin of sinas chinam? Why would you do chesed for somebody that you hate? Doesn't chesed come from a place of love and help and care? So Rabbi Reese was giving a shir actually before Tisha B'Av, and he sort of tangentially mentioned this, but he emphasized this point, that just because people or somebody does chesed doesn't mean that it comes from a place of love, and in fact it could even coexist, sadly, with an expression of sinas chinam. Sometimes people do chesed out of a feeling of guilt or obligation, peer pressure, maybe even just intellectually knowing that it's the right thing to do. It can be missing the feeling, the heart, the love and the care, and in a way it's might really be missing the point. The Parshas Re'eh, Perek Tes Vav Pasuk Zayin, chapter 15, verse 7, teaches us about the mitzvah of tzedaka. It says, Ki yevecha evyon me'achad achecha achad she'arecha bi'artzecha. If there is a poor person, somebody who needs some help and assistance, somebody who needs some money, from among your brothers who lives in your gateways, in your land, asher Hashem lokecha nosin lach, in the place that Hashem has given to you, lo se'ametz es levavcha, do not harden your heart, lo sikputz es yadecha, and do not close your hand me'achicha havyon, from your brother, this poor individual. What is the repetition of this phrase? Do not harden your heart, and do not close your hand. What does each one of those indicate? Now Rashi and some of the other Mefarshim discuss this, but my favorite interpretation is that of the Ibn Ezra. The Ibn Ezra says when giving tzedaka, there are two parts. And I would extend that to when performing any act of chesed. Anytime we interact or help somebody else, there are two parts to that mitzvah. There's the heart and there's the hand. Ibn Ezra says, Lo sa'metzas levavcha, do not harden your heart, means lidaber al libo devarim tovim. Speak to his heart sweet, nice words. When somebody asks for tzedaka, or when somebody needs some help, giving them the money that they need, lending them the support that they require is only a part of the mitzvah. That might be the action. That might be the maisa mitzvot you actually do with your feet or with your hands. But an equally, and perhaps more important part of the mitzvah is what you do with your heart and with your smile and with your words. Do you just give to the person? Do you just visit the person? Do you just call the person? Or do you do it with a sense of feeling, of love and connection, and of sincere care? Both of these aspects are crucial to what it means to perform a true chesed. As we see from the Gemara and Yoma, you can be involved in Gemilas Chasadim and still have feelings, God forbid, lo aleinu, of Sinas, chinam. Actually doing the chesed, actually performing the kindness, is only half of the mitzvah. In fact, I thought that maybe the pasuk in the Torah orders them in this reason it orders them in this order for a reason. Lo sa'metzas levavcha, first, don't harden your heart, and only after lo sikpotzes yadecha, don't close your hand. Maybe what comes first is primary. Maybe the heart is even more important than the hands. Maybe how you feel, how you smile, and how you speak towards the person is more important than whether you give or how much. What an important lesson for all of us, especially during this time when hopefully we're continuing to think of ways that we can help each other, our families, our friends, our communities, our neighbors, those who are struggling with health, with loneliness, financially, and in so many other ways, that giving to them is very important and very noble, but that's half of the mitzvah. Speaking to them, thinking of them, feeling sincere feelings of love and connection, sharing sweet words and thoughts, that's an equally, if not primary, part of the mitzvah of chesed. Let's continue to all do chesed with each other and for each other. Let's do it with a smile, and let's do it with a sincere feeling of care, and hopefully in that merit we can rebuild the second Beis Hamikdash that we lost precisely for missing this point. I wish everyone a wonderful Shabbos, wherever you might be. See you soon.